So are you also still writing tweets manually? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to automatically generate engaging tweets for your brand using an AI agent. So over here I'm running a digital marketing agency and we also used to write the tweets manually. But this is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where what is going to happen is that as soon as I add the theme and the rest of the details into my Google Sheets, automatically my AI agent, which is OpenAI, is going to generate me the tweet content, and further we can post it on our Twitter account, or you can say X account. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then X. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business? Then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So in this video I'll show you how to automatically generate engaging tweets for your brand using an AI agent in Pabbly. So with just few prompts or product highlights in Google Sheets, the AI create tweet-worthy content optimized for reach and engagement. So say goodbye to writer's block and hello to consistent social media presence. Automate and on brand. So let's dive in. So I'm just going to start this with a really simple example. So let's say that I'm just going to enter the topic, the goal, the tone and the target audience. And after doing all of this, I'm simply going to open my Twitter account and we're going to refresh it right over here to check that if a new tweet has been posted or not. And yes, over here you can see that with the help of the same details, a tweet has been posted on my Twitter account, or you can say X account. That too without any manual efforts. Within seconds the tweet is posted with the same details which we added right over here in our spreadsheet. So yes, you can see that this is the amazing automation which we are going to create in today's video. And if you also want to create this amazing automation for your business, then for that you have to stick to this video till the end. So to do this, we simply have to open a new tab and we have to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect. For that I'm simply going to search for pabbly.com/connect. So I'm just going to search for pabbly.com/connect right over here. And as soon as we're going to search for it, it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And now after opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free and you are going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this sign in, and as soon as we are going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps, and over here you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect account, and as soon as we are going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. Now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here I want to save the workflow in this folder which says automations, and I want to name my workflow as how to automatically generate engaging tweets for your brand using an AI agent. And then we simply have to click on this button which says create. And as soon as we're going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm just going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it right over here. And now for the trigger event, I'm just going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet row. and now it is giving me a webhook URL. So we are going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL, and then we have to follow this help text, and it is saying log into your Google Sheets account, create a new spreadsheet, or navigate to the extensions and then move on to the add-ons option. Alright, so we're going to do the same. I'm just going to copy this webhook URL, and then we have to open our Google Sheets account for which we want to create this automation. And after opening this account, we have to go towards this extensions, add-ons, and then towards this get add-ons. And over here we have to add an extension which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and in order to add that extension we have to search for the same right over here in the search apps. So I'm just going to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and as you can see the same, so I'm simply going to open it. So as you can see that I have already installed this extension right over here. That is why it is giving me the option of uninstall, but if you haven't installed this, you're going to get the option of install right over here. And as soon as you're going to install this extension, you have to refresh your spreadsheet. It is a really important step to refresh your spreadsheet, otherwise you'll not be able to get the Pabbly Connect Webhooks option right over here in your extension tab. Alright, so now after refreshing the spreadsheet, we have to go towards this extension, and over here you can see Pabbly Connect Webhooks will appear. And now from here we have to go towards this initial setup, and after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is asking me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So what we are going to do is we are simply going to paste the webhook URL which we copied from our workflow, and now for the trigger column I'm just going to enter my trigger column. So you must be wondering, what is the trigger column? So the trigger column will be your final data column, on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards your webhook URL. Alright, so over here you can see I want my trigger column to be D, because I want that as soon as I'm just going to add all of these details, automatically the details should be sent towards my webhook URL. So that is the reason that I have kept my trigger column as D. You have to keep your trigger column according to your spreadsheet. Alright, and after doing this, I'm simply going to click on this submit, and as soon as we are going to click on this submit, yes, you can see setup configured successfully. So with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. Alright, so what we have to do is we simply have to open our Google Sheets. From here we have to go towards this extensions, Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and over here you can see the button of send on event. So we simply have to switch on this button which is send on event. It is a really important step to switch on this button, because now upon switching on this button, whenever a new event is going to occur in my spreadsheet, automatically the details would be sent towards my webhook URL. So as you can see that we have simply switched on this button, and now we can do the test submission. So I'm just going to do the test submission, enter the topic and the rest of the details right over here. Alright, so first I'm simply going to enter the topic right over here, then I'm just going to enter the goal, the tone, and then I'm simply going to enter the target audience. And now after entering all of these details, with this we have successfully completed our test submission, and now these details would be sent towards my webhook URL. So I'm just going to open my workflow, and yes, over here you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. You can see all the details. You can see the goal, you can see the topic, the tone, and also the target audience. So yes, with this we have successfully completed this trigger step, and now what is going to happen is that whenever I'm just going to add these details right over here in my spreadsheet, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered. Alright, so now we're going to move on further towards our action step. I want to automatically generate engaging tweets for my brand with the help of an AI agent. So for my action application, I'm simply going to select my AI agent, which is OpenAI in this case. So I'm simply going to search for OpenAI, and as you can see the same, so we are simply going to select it. And now for the action event, I'm just going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to enter this token, I'm simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. Alright, so we simply have to go towards this OpenAI API key page to get the API key. And after coming over here towards the OpenAI API key page, we simply have to click on this create new secret key button. And now it is asking me for the key name. So let's say I'm just going to name my key as AI agent right over here. So I'm simply going to enter AI agent right over here. And as you can see that I've successfully entered the key name. And now it is asking me for the project. So I'm just going to select it as the default project and click on this create secret key button. And as soon as we are going to click on this create secret key button, it has successfully generated me the API key. So I'm simply going to copy this API key and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow like this. And yes, as you can see that now after pasting this API key, we simply have to click on this save, and with this we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now it is asking me to select the AI model. So I'm simply going to select my AI model as GPT-4. You can select any of your choice. And now it is asking me to enter the prompt. So I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here, with the help of which I'm just going to generate engaging tweets for my brand. So as you can see that I've successfully entered my prompt right over here, which says write a tweet for a digital marketing brand based on the topic and the goal provided. Keep the tone and audience in mind. Avoid using quotation marks, brackets, or any special symbols. The tweet should be short, engaging, and sound like it is written by a real human. Final output must be plain sentence ready to post. And now you can see over here I'm just going to enter the details I want the tweet as. So over here I'm not going to enter the details manually. I'm just going to simply map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only, and as soon as we are going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so I'm simply going to map the topic, then we're going to map the goal right over here. So I'm simply going to search for goal in the response, and as you can see the same, so we're going to map it. Next I'm just going to map the tone right over here, and then I'm just going to map the target audience. And as you can see that with this I've successfully mapped all of these details, and I've kept it in the instructions that stick to a 250 character word limit. It is really important that you keep the word limit under 280 characters only. Alright, rest of the prompt you can adjust according to your specific needs. And now after doing all of this, we simply have to click on this button which says save and send test request. And as soon as we are going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response. Over here you can see the response which we have received, and over here you can see that my AI agent has generated me the tweet. So I'm simply going to post this tweet on my Twitter account. For that I'm just going to add another action step. For my action application I'm just going to select it as X, which is formerly Twitter. And now after selecting the action application, for the action event I'm simply going to select it as create tweet and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your X account, which is formerly Twitter account, with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. Click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says connect with X, which is formerly Twitter. And now it is asking me for the client ID and the client secret. And to get both of these, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying please read the documentation here to know how to get a client ID and the secret. Alright, so I'm simply going to go towards this documentation by clicking on this learn more right over here. And as soon as we're going to click on this learn more, it is opening the forum of Pabbly, and over here you're going to see a step-by-step guide on how to get your client ID and secret. You simply have to go towards this developers portal of your Twitter account, and then further you have to create an app. You're going to refer to this document in order to create an app. Alright, so with it I'm just going to go towards this URL first, which is developer.twitter.com. and after coming over here towards this developer, we have to go towards this developer portal. And after coming over here towards this developer portal, we have to go towards the left side of the bar towards the projects and apps. And over here I have already created an app which is Pabbly Test. You have to first create an app, and in order to learn how to create an app, you can refer to this document. Over here we have mentioned step by step how to create the app. I have already created the app, so I'm simply going to go towards this keys and tokens, and over here you can see that this is the client ID and the secret. So I'm simply going to copy this client ID first and paste it right over here in our workflow, and then we're going to do same with the client secret too. I'm just going to go towards this regenerate. Yes, regenerate, and over here you can see the client secret. So I'm simply going to copy it and paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting both of this, we simply have to click on this save. And yes, now it is asking me for some permissions. So I'm simply going to click on this authorize app and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. So I'm simply going to click on this authorize app, and with this we have successfully connected our X account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And after connecting this, it is asking me for the message. So over here we have to enter the tweet which I want to post. Alright, so I'm just going to open the response of my OpenAI and map this message content. And after mapping this message content, we are going to move on further. It is asking me for the tweet ID and the direct message deep link. So if you wish, you can definitely enter both of these right over here, but these are not the required field. So I'm simply going to leave it as blank and click on this blue button which says save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request, yes, you can see that we have received a positive response, that we have successfully posted a tweet on our Twitter account. So I'm simply going to open my Twitter account, and yes, over here you can see that I've successfully posted this tweet which my AI agent generated. So as you can see that now with this we have successfully completed this workflow, and now whenever I'm just going to add the tweet idea into my spreadsheet, automatically my AI agent is going to generate the tweet with the help of the same details, and further we can post that on our X account which is formerly Twitter. Like I showed you in the real-time example, we don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. As soon as I add the details, this workflow is going to run in backend and the tweet would be posted on our Twitter account, that too without any manual efforts. So yes, now go and try this amazing automation for your own business too. And if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box. See you in the next video with many more automation tips. Thank you for watching. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.